Oh, speaking of people that were curious if they listen to our podcast, we're really curious if Nina West listens to our podcast.
Oh, yeah.
I've been wondering that because she likes some of our tweets, but she likes some of the tweets that are like more pertaining to the podcast. So I'm like, maybe she's like one of our peeps.
She's like one of our insider, listeners, but she's like in the bubble.
I mean, I hope so. She's like Midwest queen. We're
Yes.
Midwest queens.
Do you think she's been the one that's like been scooping all of our ideas and pitching it to the Drag Race people? Because you know how like they always steal our ideas?
Nina would never. I think there's a shady producer out there.
Yeah. Okay. So we have like shady producer plus Nina listening.
Yeah, the producer's like Carmen Sandiego, but with like ideas and shit.
Yeah.
Stealing ideas.
We need some ideas for All Stars 5 challenges. Let's listen to Thanks for Coming, the most magically gay podcast. And they say it just like that too.
Yes. No, it'd be really cool if Nina is listening. If you are, hi. Very cool.
Blink once for yes, blink twice for no. Oh my gosh. That would be like such a dream come true. So anyways, well, should we get on with the show today?
Let's get it going.
Let's do it.
Yes. Hi.
Thanks for coming.
Hey girl.
Thanks for coming.
Hello and welcome, America, to Thanks for Coming. My name is Seth. What is yours?
Hi, it's Jamal.
Hello, it's Stony.
Hey everyone, it's another week at Thanks for Coming, the most magically gay podcast, and a big welcome only to Nina West if you're listening. But I mean, everyone else is welcome to listen to, so please don't click off.
I love a good shade sprinkle.
Well, we have to throw it in like early because Nina probably isn't going to listen to the whole episode, I'm sure.
Yeah.
She's a busy queen.
So
yeah, we got to get our audience right for the start, girl.
So hopefully maybe she listened for a couple minutes, then dropped out, but we at least got the message.
No,
Maybe we should get going in case she is listening, so she just doesn't hear us talking about her for like 2 minutes, and then she's like, all right, I'm over it.
Yeah, run, girl.
We love you, Nina. I like watching you sleep at night.
Sorry for the creepy fan. We're really not creepy, Nina.
Yeah, some like freaky person just snuck in. I don't know what happened. Oh my gosh. Well, you guys, it's another week here at Thanks for Coming. What have you guys been up to last week? Did you guys do anything super cool? Do you guys sacrifice any animals? Whatever.
I didn't sacrifice any animals, but poor Tanya's bumper was sacrificed this weekend when someone hit her.
Uh-oh. What happened? Was it a Sandy?
It was a really rainy day, and some chick from Arizona slid into us.
Oh, she's not used to the rain, girl.
No. But other than that, like a messed up bumper, I don't know what all is wrong yet. She's getting taken in tomorrow, but it was just annoying because it was like super wet. The officer was real rude and just not friendly. I had to cancel my haircut, and then we went to my niece's recital, which was fun, but sitting in a nice, hard, small wooden chair after little fender bender's not the most fun thing.
No, I love sitting in wood.
No, not this time.
Oh. What about you, Stoney? What's been going on with you?
Nothing really major. I don't know. I don't really have anything like exciting to report this week.
You still body pumping?
I'm still doing my body pump classes, so
Yes.
in preparation for Gaga.
Work. You guys still dancing to the oldies?
Yeah, I'm still like wearing my Dazzly golden shorts.
Nice.
Looking for Richard Simmons. He's missing, but it's fine.
Yeah. Is this like one of the classes where you guys all get in the pool with like the empty milk jugs and like wave them around and stuff?
Yeah. Like,
And you're one in a piece?
yeah. And also shake weights.
Shake weight.
Work. You must be in the advanced class. You're like super strong.
Work those tries.
We do like 2 shake weights, 1 in each hand.
Oh. Sometimes I do that, but they aren't shake weights.
Hey.
Well, very cool. I didn't have a lot going on this week, but I did see The Adventures Endgame, and it was like a little bit longer than it needed to be, I think.
Okay.
But it was like it was over 3 hours long, and like the whole like first 1/3 of the movie could have been like condensed into like a montage.
My goodness, like how did you do that? Like 3 hours, like Stoney and I, we consider a movie if it's close to 2 hours.
Yeah, I didn't go to the bathroom for 24 hours before, so I wouldn't have to go to the bathroom at all.
Jeez.
Yeah, I'm committed to this, girl.
I hate long movies. Like, I really have gotten to the point where I just can't stand them.
Uh-oh.
Like if it's like an hour and like 20-30 minutes, it's like the perfect sweet spot for a movie.
So catch Jamal and Stoney at like the kids Disney Pixar movies.
Well, yeah, nowadays.
Incredible Me 28.
Or on YouTube or Hulu.
I don't
Or
know.
watching Kingdom.
We're like, what documentaries are out?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's I just have poor attention span because, I don't know, smartphone generation. Like, I'm just like, what's happening?
Now, here's the thing. So we are embarking on the Marvel journey. So we're going to start with Iron Man. We're watching all of the Marvel movies. I mean, whenever we watch these movies, we enjoy them, but it's just like working up to the point of saying yes and going, like committing to 3 hours plus nowadays. It's really difficult.
Yeah, it was crazy what happened at the end with the Infinity Gauntlet and the guy that, you know, with the thing. Yeah.
I can't wait to watch.
I wonder if people thought I was actually going to spoil it. Actually, I've been listening to Movie Geeks and Proud, their podcast, because they did Adventures Endgame podcast, and I thought it was really like interesting how they did it, because they did top 3 like different categories, like best like top 3 MVPs, and there were you know, the 2 hosts plus a guest, so each person got to say one thing for each like list of 3.
I like that. I think that one might be in my queue. I'll have to press play on it.
You should. Because if they had like actually done a recap of like the whole movie, it probably would have been like 5 hours.
Eesh. I'm not afraid of spoilers. Like, I'll still watch. Like, I already know what happens, but I'm not one of those queens.
Oh, word. So like we shouldn't talk about when Captain America kills. Oh wait, can I even say this? Is the Secret Service gonna come at my house?
Girl, strike
gosh.
that from the record. I don't need those assholes coming after me.
Sorry, none of this is gonna make sense because I had to cut out a part where I thought my life might be in jeopardy if I put it in the podcast. But yeah, anyways, yeah, so that's like our weeks. Nothing too crazy has happened, but you know what? We're still excited about this week's episode of RuPaul's Drag Race, so why don't you guys all stay tuned, and we will be right back with your Honest Tea Spill of the Week. Yanny.
Honest tea.
Hello and welcome back, everyone, to the Honest Tea Spill of the Week. This week, we are here to RuCap episode 11 of RuPaul's Drag Race and season 11. 11, 11, 11. Oh my god, let's get married, everybody.
Make a wish.
Worst episode ever.
I know. This was not lucky at all, was it, girl?
No.
I didn't know what to do with myself. I wore my Nina West shirt to the bar, and it did not go well.
You were violated, basically.
Yeah, it was not good.
Our edges are still a little bloody.
Yeah, definitely. There's staining in the wood of my hardwood floor, and probably not going to come out, so I'm going to lose my security deposit, but whatever.
Got real.
Yeah, it got real quick, girl. All right. Well, let's go ahead and get into this episode. The top of the episode, Miss Shuga Cain called 911 because she was robbed. Ma'am, I've been robbed. I look just fine, and I did not deserve to be in the bottom two, yet here I am in the van going home.
Ugh, rough.
Yeah, the blows just keep on coming. So let's get into this episode, and everyone just mentally prepare yourselves. Like I'm really scared I'm gonna cry at some point in this episode. So let's see if all my personalities can keep it together.
Oh no, hang in there, Jane.
Yeah, it's gonna be rough for Suzanne. I don't know. All right, so at the top of the show, Silky is feeling the pressure and says that she will fight to the end as long as there's a Twinkie there.
I'm so tired of this. Like, if you're gonna do it, girl, do it. Don't half-ass it and flop to the end.
Yeah, don't worry, girl. It's fine because Rue's going to save you every single time. So it's all good.
It's totally fine. It doesn't really matter what you do. It's really fine.
Nappy weave and all.
Does anyone else creeped out when people say silky with the good milk? I just don't understand what that means.
I don't want to know what that means.
Is
I
it
was
like
confused by that.
Silk almond milk or something?
Oh, soy milk. Silk. Like soy.
Silk, like soy milk? I don't know.
I don't know. It's more like after 2 episodes of those hit pads, it's more like flop, flop, silky, better get a mop and clean up the spilled milk.
And I have never seen lumps in soy milk, bitch.
Yeah, there's a first time for everything, you know?
Must be some of that genetically modified tea.
The lumpier the soy milk, the better. That's what I've heard.
I think someone did you dirty, girl. You shouldn't do that.
You need to go get tested.
Yeah, girl. With Miss Silky, we are definitely getting spoiled milk at this point. We are past the expiration date, but no one's taking it off the shelf to send it back to the manufacturer. But girl, it's definitely that.
It is. We're powering through it, though.
Definitely. Well, we're trying to. So we are going into the mini challenge, and when the going gets tough, a bitch has to know when to fake slap a mother tucker.
These challenges are always so fun. I just like to see how extra the queens will get.
Yeah, I was like really happy that I removed the slapping element from the fantasy league.
Damn it. There would have been so many points.
Yeah, he would have been busy on
and
the
a lot of
spreadsheet.
tracking.
Yeah. I thought it was also funny that Rue was like, because I'm still in litigation from allegedly slapping a contestant last season.
Yeah, that was so funny. I like that.
It was fun. Basically, there wasn't really too much to discuss about this. I did write down a few of my favorite lines that I heard during this challenge. The first one comes from Miss Vanjie.
Uh-oh.
When she said, "You always playing an ugly Naomi Smalls."
Gasp.
Who did she say that to?
Evie Oddly.
Oh my god.
You know I lived. I died. I love Evie, but that was funny.
I did too. That was fucking hilarious. So another amazing line that we got was from Nina West, R.I.P. And it was, everything is a little easier in Canada, huh?
Nina.
And then my last one is from Brooke, and she said, "This feels wrong. Is it okay to slap a homeless person?"
Oh, yeah, I like that one.
Yeah, I did like that one a lot.
Yes. So that is 3 lines from the mini challenge.
Nice. I dig it.
So the mini challenge, Brooklyn Heights wins, and then all the girls are surprised because RuPaul has brought back some of her favorite girls, and those include Shuga Cain, Ariel Versace, Soju, Plastic Tiara, Honey Davenport, Scarlet Envy. I choose you.
Yeah, bearded Honey Davenport. We were both on the couch like, oh, trade.
Yeah, I was
Trade's
like,
here.
I love Honey Davenport. Please come back for All Stars so I can look at you again.
I know. I was so mad at the bar, too, because the host, the drag queen that's the host, she was like, "Who's that?" And someone said, they're like, "I don't know." And I'm like, "It's Honey Davenport." Like, I was kind of quiet, and then someone next to me was like, "It's Kahana Montrese with the beard."
Oh, my God.
And I'm like, God damn, these white people.
They're like,
we
I
don't
can't,
all look alike,
they're like, I
Brittany.
can't tell apart all the black people. It's so difficult.
Well, to be fair, the host is also a person of color, so that was kind of surprising to me. But
Seriously, wow. Okay.
that is some black on black crime, girl.
2 balls dropped.
Yeah.
Was that a beard weave that Kahana had on? Or not Kahana?
Yeah, it was
Oh
a
my
lace
God.
front. Wow. You're racist too, girl. We got you.
Damn it!
Exposed, bitch. Wow.
Was that a beard weave
Oh my
that Honey
god.
Davenport had on?
Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm dying. Okay, I'm good. Sorry to everyone's RIP everyone's ears. I'm sorry.
I don't want to think who you think I look like if you don't think I'm me.
Yeah, who did you marry, Stoney? I thought I married Denzel Washington.
I thought I married
Okay.
that dude from The Matrix. What's his name?
No.
Morpheus. Yeah, Morpheus.
Oh, he wanted a zaddy.
Yes, I'll take all the pills. Do I have to choose?
Give them all to me.
Yeah. Well, that was funny though. I was like, yeah, that lace front on Honey was looking real nice though. It was very believable. So there were more missing queens, more eliminated queens than returning missing queens. So the ones that were, I guess, either not invited back or maybe they were too busy to come back were Kahana Montrese, Raja O'Hara, and Mercedes Iman Diamond.
Raja definitely wasn't invited back.
Agreed. I second that motion.
Fuck
And
their
then-
drag, right?
I don't know, like about Mercedes and Kahana, to be honest.
Clearly not RuPaul's favorites.
Yeah, I mean, if they're looking at just performance, I don't know.
Maybe when RuPaul says she brought her favorites back to the competition, she meant she brought back the queens from the season that she still remembered their names.
It's very possible.
You never know. Brooklyn won the mini challenge, so she gets to pair the teams together. All the pairings seem pretty fair until she put Soju with Silky. Do we think that was strategic or shade or what? Or did Soju have to get put with somebody? I don't know.
I mean, like, it didn't really matter what would happen because, like, the fact that Soju was there, whoever Brooke picked was Soju, like, that would be shade. Like, they would call
Right.
shade. So it was like, okay, I don't really know, like, how you say it's shade because she had to choose somebody.
Right. And I think that it started off genuine. Like she said, she was trying to match, the queens a certain way. And then I kind of almost felt like it was an accidental afterthought with Soju and Silky because she just kind of got to the end of the line and was like, oh, I guess you were the only 2 left. So have fun.
And she's not going to screw over her lover, Vanjie, so...
Right, exactly.
All right. Well, immediately in the workroom, Ariel brings up the hair that was left. We finally get the real spooky tea girl.
Wiggate has been solved.
Yes. She says, oh, I gave the red shitty wig to Silky and
Basically.
the rest I just left there on accident.
And like, first of all, how do you forget all of that shit? Like, I'm the person, if I lose one insignificant thing, I still have to know where it is before I can do anything else. Like, I'm completely distracted because something's out of place and I don't know where it is. So how did you leave an entire shelf, like a warehouse rack of hair?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Also, like, this just kind of, like, proves that, like, Plastique is shady as hell because she just, like, sees things laying around and just fucking takes them without,
she's like mine.
Like, I thought the whole time that, like, Plastique knew that Ariel gave them to her, but she just assumed it and basically took them.
She's basically the Valentina of this season. She just kind of lives in her own reality.
Yeah, and Ariel said she wanted that shit back too, so we'll see what happens come reunion.
Hell yeah.
Raj is gonna have some slick shit to
Yeah,
say.
like, of course Raja ended up taking all of them because she's, like, so annoying and rude like that.
Well, Raja didn't take them all. She just took the most important one to Ariel.
Yeah, and see, and in Ariel's view, it's still like, okay, she has the most important one. Because remember, Ariel didn't speak up right away. So she feels a way about it. And then she kind of diminished it and was like, oh, well, just this one that Raja has. And that's kind of, I think, what Shuga was saying. It's like, oh, the one person who's not here. Like, you were way more mad about this earlier, and it wasn't just over the one wig.
Right. But also, too, like, maybe that's like a wig that she spent the most money on or something like that. Or maybe she made it, or I don't know what is so special about that wig to her. But I thought it was super dumb that Akira and the other girls were jumping down her Ariel's throat for not coming harder. Like, what?
Yeah. I mean, either way, like, however she wants, whatever Ariel wants to say, it's her stuff. Whatever she says is what everyone should be on board with. So I agree with that too. I mean, like, you don't have to force that out of somebody.
It also didn't make sense because, like, okay, in the moment, sometimes people get pissed about things and then they've had time to like reflect on it, and now they're not so pissed about it. So because that was like a day later, it's like I totally understand Ariel maybe being like kind of more heated in the get-go, and then like the next day she's just kind of like, whatever, bitches, just leave me alone.
Right. Because I mean, I get frustrated and I need to, sometimes you just need to vent or whatever, and then it's done. And that's really the tea, girl. And so, I mean, if you caught me in my fucking Hulk stage, yeah, I would have ripped your damn head off at the time. If that's what you wanted, then come at me. But, you know, we had a whole day to calm down and think about it. I'm still mad and I still want my wigs back, but this is the explanation, and they just like weren't there for her explanation, I guess, which is not for them to decide how Ariel should feel.
Yeah, and it's much easier for people to say what they would have done. So there's all that kind of chicken house clucking going on.
Right, because then they're all in the talking heads like, oh, she didn't really come that hard. Well, say that to her face then. Like, why are y'all being two-faced about it? Because you're saying she's not coming hard enough, but here you are in the talking head saying coming hard and saying she's not coming hard. You know, it's like, all right, girl, this is too dramatic. I don't know.
Kind of over Akira, to be honest, like based off the Untucked, when she just like basically pretended like she had no idea what was happening to Plastique.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Akira, you're okay, I guess, but you're kind of dead to me, sort of.
She's on your shade-o-meter.
See, I was living for her stirring up the tea, but the fact that they were like, couldn't accept her explanation was where I had the issue. I love it. You know, I love when people stir the tea, girl, but don't like come hard for people or like criticize people for not coming hard enough. Like, I don't know, like, are we going to start putting like a barometer, like a graphic in the corner and being like, she's this mad. Whoa, look at it. This is the rise up. Now she's red. She's in the red. like, how are we going to justify how mad people are?
Yeah, that to me was just dumb.
Yeah,
like,
that's too much.
I thought it was fine that she like questioned it. It was I guess I was more annoyed with like how she was like annoyed that Ariel wasn't getting so mad. And like credit to Scarlett, because Scarlett like didn't hold any like thing back. She was just like, yeah, that's what I said.
I said what I said.
That's right. A real bitch. That's good.
Right. We kind of skipping around a little bit, but then the next thing to talk about is how much Silky is shitting on Soju. She says, you know, like, I thought we were putting experienced professional drag queens in drag, and I feel like I'm putting Soju in drag for the first time, when Soju has tendinitis, and like, I don't know what you expect, girl.
Yeah, she can like, Silky is just very shook. Like, she doesn't have a queen that's going to be easy to make over or fit into her aesthetic, so she just doesn't know what to do. So immediately, of course, no shocker, it's everyone's fault but mine. Like, this challenge is my responsibility, but Soju's just impossible. We can't make this work.
So, okay, I think Soju, one, was having a lot of fun with Silky. Like, I think she was kind of like egging her on a little bit.
Yeah, she was.
But number two, Silky, I don't care who Silky got, she would have not done well in this challenge. Like, if you would have given Soju to Vanjie, I bet Vanjie would have turned it out.
Yep.
Like, the problem is, like, Silky's aesthetic is very sloppy looking. She doesn't know how to obviously like pad properly and like not hide the lines. It's pretty obvious to me that like her looks just aren't great. Like she's a very like off the cuff, very funny queen, but like when it comes to the looks on the runway, that's not her thing. So like I don't know why she felt like, oh well, Brooke's coming for me and I have to deal with Soju. It's like, no girl, you couldn't have done this with anyone. Like if you had to make up Brooklyn Heights, you would have probably like failed the challenge even then.
Right, like Evie said, like she needs to stop taking everything so personally too. So I don't know, girl. It is what it is. I thought it was a bit hypocritical for Silky to be so critical of Soju not wearing high heels when Silky can't even get her padding correct.
I'm trying to figure out, why is this such an issue now on episode 11? Like, are you judges just now figuring this out? Like,
yeah,
seriously?
I don't know.
Well, I mean, I think part of it is they're willing to like, excuse stuff like in the very early parts
Right,
of it
the very
because you've got
early
like
parts.
queens that are like so bad at certain things, so they're like, okay, we can excuse Silky being bad at this because she was funny at this. Whereas now it's like everybody's good, so it's like you gotta like step it up.
I get ya. I follow.
Right. So then Rue comes into the workroom to talk to the girls, and she asks Brooke if pairing Silky and Soju was shade. Rue was trying to get her to say that yes, it was shade, but Brooke says that she thinks Silky would have had trouble paired with anyone, which we kind of just talked about.
Yeah, and I mean, girl, be mad if you want to. I mean, it sucks. Like, I remember getting pissed from critiques I've received and things I've done in the past, but if it's true, you know, digest it and then get back into the game. Like, Silky's way more focused on holding petty grudges and fucking up her end result than actually taking advantage of the opportunity.
Right. And I also remember last week Silky telling Evie that since she was one that wanted to be prepared and have more lines written down for the Drag-Cadabra challenge, but she was in a team that mostly wanted to be doing, live, like improv, that she should just deal with the situation she was in. So here we are now, literally the next day, and Silky is in Evie's shoes, and here she is. So what's the tea, Christine?
What's the tea?
Yes. It comes back real piping hot, don't it?
Oh, yeah.
So Rue then goes to Silky's table, and it was awkward. Because she just was like bullshitting her way through the table interview, and then she says, like her way of justifying is, in the great words of Bruno Mars, don't believe me, just watch. And RuPaul's not buying it because it's literally the same thing Silky says every week. And then she comes up with her like pads all like discombobulated.
Yeah, I think I'm not going to say Rue's getting bored because obviously she kept her ass around. I don't know what for, but you can tell she's nearing the kind of over it stage. She's had a couple moments on the runway where the judges are like, nah, queen, we're not here for it. And this is just another one of those moments, and Silky needs to step it up.
Yeah. Step up your pussy, queen.
All the way up.
So then Nina asks Scarlett if she was surprised that anyone was still in the competition, and she says Silky, and her personality was good enough to get her on the show, but she's over her head in the competition. So then also she says Miss Vanjie's name because she wears the same outfit on the runway every week, and like the other queens like knew what Vanjie was going to be wearing basically before she even wore anything to go on the runway.
Yeah, which I mean basically everything Scarlett said was correct, I will say.
Yeah, very much so. And Akira, she brings up the wig situation. We kind of talked about that already, so to move on. So then Akira continues to call bitches out left and right and says, oh, Scarlett, did you say that Silky had the most assistants? And Silky starts popping off before Scarlett can even explain herself. So wasn't even giving Scarlett a chance to finish a thought because she's in her feelings, which I get because she feels like she's being attacked, so it makes sense. But still, like, don't ask someone a question and then interrupt them. Like, that's annoying.
Right. I always tell people, like, if there's any in customer service with friends, with family, like if anything escalates like 0 to 60 or 100 that quickly, hey, if we can't have like a productive conversation, we can try again later whenever you're ready. And,
Right.
Silky just went there. It's like, girl, just listen for a second. Just try to listen.
Right. And Evie says the girls are acting that just because like someone has an opinion, it doesn't mean they like hate you. They're just saying their opinion on you.
Mm-hmm.
And opinions are like assholes. They're all on my face. But yeah, basically Evie is saying Silky is taking things too personally. Silky is yelling, to Evie, tell me what they did to help me. And Evie's just trying to like be like, whatever, let her calm down, doing my makeup. And then eventually she's like, okay, bitch, like we're keeping it 100 because that's what Evie does.
Right.
And so she says, oh, like you got help with your hair. Which we saw in one of the challenges. We saw Akiria helping her. She didn't know how to like slick her hair back to put under her wig. So was Evie lying? No. And then she also said that other girls were helping her sew. And Silky says, no, I sewed everything. And I was like, well, I wouldn't admit to that, but okay.
That's right. Like, don't say yes too quickly.
Yeah, those weren't anything great to be that proud of. But yeah, so Akiria says Scarlett's just here to hate. So I kind of wanted to have a conversation, but I also don't want to be tone policing. But it seems like what the Dream Girls are really doing is ganging up on the rest of the girls. And now we're kind of seeing it more now that there aren't so many girls in the competition.
Yeah, I'm not going to disagree with that. It's very Relaska talks kind of in a way. It just kind of happens naturally. People will click up, but that's something you have to be wary about in these environments. So I'm not going to disagree with that.
Because you could even see it in Untucked. It was like the Dream Girls sitting all with each other and then the rest of the girls. So it's like, to me, it's like, wow, like we've been bamboozled this whole season because we got, I think Raja was a part of the Dream Girls too, right? Was she with them?
I believe so.
So the Dream Girls, it's Silky and Akiria, who else?
Miss Vanjie.
Oh,
well, maybe, I don't know if Raja was part of it then.
I don't remember.
Because, the Dream Girls started as 4, but then it finishes 3, so...
Maybe.
So maybe Raja was.
I don't know. Akiria was definitely like with Raja,
the ringleader.
Though. Yeah.
Yeah. So like it's really prevalent because they're just like, well, you attack one girl, then the others are like, bah, 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 like barking down your chimney here, and it's like, damn, like it's really becoming apparent now that this was like their whole strategy was just like, oh, if one girl tries to start drama, the rest of the girls like start barking, and like they got a lot of the loudest girls in the Dream Girls.
Yeah.
I mean, Dream Girls is like, I don't know, like the D-list Relaska talks. Like none of them are like very good.
Damn.
You know what I mean? Like
that was cool, girl.
Shit.
I'm just saying, like, okay, All Stars 2, when Relaska Talks came back, it was like, yes. Like, I'm not looking forward to like All Stars 6 when Dream Girls comes back.
I think that was like a giant ass school bus that just drove by and took all of them out.
I don't know that I have anything to say about this, girl. Sorry to leave you outstanding, but you're out of Relaska talks, Stoney.
Time will tell.
Don't at me, girl.
Stoney's getting eliminated next episode, girl.
That was some bubbling hot cheese right there.
That's right. Actually, let's take a break. I feel parched before we get into the runway. So we're going to take a quick break here, and we will be back very shortly.
Ta-ta.
Hey, everyone. Thanks for listening to our podcast so far. Thanks for coming. Right now, we're probably refilling our drinks, or maybe even gluing down our lashes again. While you wait, here are some things that you should check out.
Yeah, remember everyone, you can email us, tfcpod@gmail.com, and tfcpod on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram.
Oh, and one more thing. You're not my real dad, and you never will be. Anyways, back to the show. Girl, where do you think you're going? Where do you think you're going?
Oh my gosh.
Joanne.
Joanne.
Joanne's going back to her singing lessons.
We're practicing for Las Vegas, girl. We have like a couple more weeks. And instead of watching the RuPaul's Drag Race finale, we're going to go see Lady Gaga.
I'm resting my voice. I'm ready.
Yeah, because who the fuck cares anymore now that Nina's gone?
Right. I could give two shits less. I'm going to see Lady Gaga, and I'm not even mad about it. Sorry about it, girl.
Drop Smike. And
Drop
we're out.
Smike. We're out, girl. All right, let's continue on with this RuCap. I have a 25-minute presentation about Nina West later, so we need to get through the rest of this show.
Uh-oh.
An oral history of Nina West.
Yeah, it's very oral, girl. It's a slip and slide. It's wet and wild.
Ooh, it's a stat breakdown.
Yeah, girl. All right, so now we are actually going to discuss the runway, and the category is family values. Michelle Visage took that note literally and went Adam's family values, it looks like.
Well,
Full Morticia.
yeah, I guess I'm just so used to Mama Michelle looking dark, so I just thought it was another everyday Michelle Visage look.
Can I
Girl.
just say real quick?
Uh-oh, are you gonna read Michelle Visage?
Michelle Visage. I always get annoyed when they do the family resemblance challenges because Michelle literally takes it so fucking literally. Like, she's always just like, it has to be exactly family resemblance, or if it's not, then you failed the challenge.
You suck. Hate you.
Like, I don't know how many times, like, on the challenge, she'll, like, this one wasn't so bad, but, like, other times, like, it's like, we're doing, like, something unique, kind of like Nina and Shuga, where it's like we're tied together, but we don't look identical.
Yeah.
Like
Right.
she literally shits her pants, like if anyone does that.
Shit.
So
I wish
Already-
they were green.
So I already knew going into this that Nina was screwed because they looked nothing alike. They just had like, trans flag
And the pride flag.
and the pride flag. So it was just like, okay, Nina's fucked.
Yeah, because they're like super homophobic here at RuPaul's Drag Race. Of course, they kick off the team that had the trans flag in it.
Well, that's what I was telling Stoney before it even happened. It was like, this is going to look terrible for Drag Race if they get rid of Nina on this challenge, because she's been pretty consistent, doing pretty well. She's gotten like the critiques, but you see she's put in the work. If you send her home on this for the pride and the trans pride, that's not a good look, girl.
Yeah, because I didn't realize the category was Family Values Met Gala. Like, I didn't realize like there was certain levels that like, oh, she looks like she just like put on a barrel of shit and went to a pride parade. Like, I mean, what? That's like the whole like. That's the whole center of our community. Like,
Right.
Why is that not good enough for the runway?
Right, and the hair was styled the same. They had like a cute routine down. You can tell it was rehearsed. Like, what gives, Drag Race? Like, what the fuck do you want?
Right. It's just like, we know that you're producing a story, but what's the point of even having a competition if you're just going to rig it and send people home in the order that you want them to go home in?
Right.
It's not a competition anymore. It's just like RuPaul's best producer race at this point. It's just like, y'all got rid of Shuga last week. Everyone was pissed. You get rid of Nina this week. It's like, well, what the hell is going to happen next week? I mean, next week they're probably going to get rid of Miss Vanjie, to be real honest.
Silky needs to go.
She won't. She can do whatever she wants.
Yeah, that's what it seems like.
Yeah, I don't know. Do we really need to see Silky's finale look? No.
I mean, I've seen busted pads enough so far.
Lopsided, girl.
In T-Ways. Wow, we just really went hard, huh? So we had a couple cool people of color as guest judges this week. I was super excited to see Wanda Sykes because she is a great member of our LGBT community.
Legendary. She's on Blackish. She's so funny on Blackish.
Yes, and she actually had her own show for one season, and I worked at that show a lot. And so,
Oh, that's right.
yeah, she had a drag queen as her like co-host of sorts. I don't remember who it was.
That's cool. I didn't realize that.
Yep, she had a drag queen as her co-host, and it was also torture to watch her do the monologue at the beginning of the episode because she doesn't enunciate very well, so they would keep making her do retakes.
Oh no.
So yeah, and then one time she had like twisted her ankle or broke her ankle or something, and I was she was at the front waiting for her car to come around, and I was coming in, and I don't know, we just had like a little moment, and she was just like, normally when we would see, you know, the celebrities, you just sort of keep going, like don't get in their space or whatever, let them do their own thing, but she was like just like so down to earth, and she would just chat me up, and she was just like super nice. So love Wanda.
That's good. Yeah, I've always been a fan of hers. And Lena Waithe is like a heavy hitter. She's actually she was a co-writer on Master of None, but mostly a lot of buzz is around The series The Shy. She's a writer on that as well, and she's a producer behind the scenes as well. She's actually working on a project with Kid Fury of The Read.
Oh,
so,
shit.
Yeah, I knew who she was and was pretty excited to see her. She's definitely like the stud of your dreams, and what you see on Drag Race, that was like pre-chop. She chopped all of her dreads off, so she usually has a very sleek Caesar cut going on.
Hell yeah, I loved her look. I thought she looked really fun. She's like kind of calm, but still like upbeat and fun.
Yeah, I liked it.
I like calm people. So yeah, let's quickly go through these looks. First, we have Evie and Scarlett. Did you guys think that it was enough to keep her safe, or did you think she should have been in the bottom?
I thought it was enough to keep her safe. I actually really like this. I think that Drag Race sometimes suffers and not really accepting fully the aesthetic that some of the queens are bringing. We know we want to see polish, but I thought this was a really cool idea and a different take on the family resemblance, and I thought it looked very high fashion, and I don't know. I got it. The judges didn't, it seems.
Yeah, I really liked the look. I thought the judges were like very harsh on it. I didn't really understand. Like, yeah, it was like maybe it wasn't like polished looking, but that's who Evie is. I guess that's where I'm like frustrated with the judges, because they keep like, they want everything to be perfect, and it's like each of these queens like have like bring something unique to the competition. There's a difference between the slappiness of Silky versus slappiness of Evie. Like Evie's slappiness, like that's just her like look, like it's intentionally done that way. Whereas Silky's is just like
rudimentary shit.
Oh well, I couldn't quite get the shit done, so here it is, and I'm done.
It's like drag 101.
Right. Yeah, I totally agree with what you're saying. You know, here in Seattle, there's sort of like 3 different drag neighborhoods, I guess you could say. There's the girls that are at Queer Bar, which are, you know, more polished. That's where a lot of the Ru girls go. Then there's another school at our place, and that one is sort of similar, but our place I think is more of like the commercial like club. When you think of like a gay club, a Queer Bar is more like, you know, well, it's a bar, it's more like a little bit upscale, sort of fancy-ish. It's not like they have dancing and stuff, but it's not like what you would see in Queer as Folk.
Yeah.
Just to compare it. And then there's another school at this place called Cremwork, and that's basically where all the art queens are. And so those are the queens that I mean, well, I like all the queens, but I tend to gravitate towards that school, and that's where I go to watch the episodes. Is attached to it, there's a pizza place called Little Maria's Pizza here in Seattle. Oh gosh, now I might get attacked, but if anyone listens, it's in Seattle, but probably not. And but yeah, so that's where I go, and a lot of the queens that do their events at Cremwork are the hosts there. There's one main host, and then she'll have guests, and so to me that's kind of what Silky is. Silky would be like a Cremwork queen, and just because her like your drag isn't the stereotypical like pretty drag like what Silky does, doesn't make it invalid. And just because, you know, maybe we're getting more spooky tea from Evie, I don't think that invalidates what she does. Her drag is more high fashion in her own way.
Right, exactly. There's variations.
Right. Well, to continue the conversation is Nina and Shuga. So not your typical like pageant drag. Their family values were LGBT pride. I think Nina's outfit was good. I thought it was enough for her to be safe. I think I would have maybe enjoyed it more as a one-piece jumpsuit. but
Yeah, I agree with that.
I don't think
With
that
like a fierce like red glittery Gaga pump jumpsuit with that hair, it would have just jumped off of the screen.
right. And I thought that Suga's outfit was amazing, and I thought that was not only something you would see at a drag show, but also something you could see on a runway too. So I loved Shuga's trans pride outfit. I thought it was so well put together, and they were sending us a message that needs to be heard. They were, representing their trans pride, which you don't often see on TV. This might be the first time on RuPaul's Drag Race that you really see such a clear message.
Yeah.
It was really disappointing to see what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I thought Suga's outfit looked fine. So for me personally, I can see why Nina was in the bottom, just because her outfit was a little basic. It was like literally just the pride flag, and it was kind of just, it was just like a pieced bodysuit basically. So I get why she was in the bottom, but I don't know. I just feel like
I think she would have been safe if she would have had like more of a va-va-voom kind of bottom, like giving us more hip action.
Yeah. I think it was a little bit hard this week because you only have 6 queens. Like, there's really not a lot to pick from. Like, obviously, to me, Silky was the bottom of the bottom, but you're kind of like splitting hairs a little bit on some of it.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is hard to, because some, 2 have to be in the bottom. There's only 6 people. It's hard at this point to put people in the bottom. So when I was thinking about it, it's like I can see putting Nina in the bottom, but I don't think she should have gone home, and we can talk about that when we talk about the lip sync. But yeah, it was a little bit reaching. Like, some of the critiques were a little bit weird. Like, I could have been just like maybe too sensitive or too overreacting, but when they were saying the comment about, oh, she puts the T in the LGBT, like, I thought that was a little bit gross. But I don't know, like, because I get it, she's wearing a trans pride dress, but at the same time, like, it's kind of like a sensitive topic, especially for trans people, to be a part of our community, because I think I don't want to speak on behalf of the trans community, but I feel like a lot of what I see trans people saying is that they don't feel a part of the community, especially the gay community. So just to hear comments like that, I'm just like, I don't know.
Yeah, it's very sensitive.
So, I mean, I know it's all in good fun for the show, but I'm just like, we need to be a little bit sensitive to and respect other people's feelings.
Yeah, we know what Ru would say. It's like, don't take life too seriously, but still you have to consider human beings, and we all don't function and process things the same way.
Right. So to move on, let's talk about Akira and Honey's outfit, because a lot of people at the bar I was at thought that this was great looks, but to me, it was a little basic.
We said the exact same thing. This is a simple, basic, classic drag look. It's hard to fuck up. They looked pretty, but nobody got on their case. And Ross Matthews kind of saved them, in my opinion, because he said, you don't have to reinvent the wheel. Cool, but you're still on Drag Race, and you're getting on other girls' cases for not bringing it. And Akira is a queen who has been slaying decently, so we need to be pushing Akira as well.
Yeah. See, that's my problem with Akira, is that this look wasn't bad, I guess, but it was kind of just like, meh. Like,
yeah.
There really wasn't anything exciting about it. I thought we've already seen this 100 times from Akira.
Same
we've
hair.
criticized Banji for pulling the same stuff over and over. Well, honestly, like, Akira is kind of doing the same thing now. Like, we've seen a lot of the same stuff from her, so I'm just like wondering, like, when are we going to see more from Akira, because it's been kind of basic at this point. Like, we saw the good girl.
Right, yeah, because Michelle was like, oh, I love a peekaboo slit, and it's like, well, that's kind of her signature.
Right.
So, I mean, their looks were great. We're not shitting on Akira's looks. They were good. They were very Texas drag. And I'm just saying, if we're going to call out Nina and Shuga for, saying that their looks were too basic, I think it's only fair to say the same for Akira and Honey. And yeah, so It just shows the double-edged sword, I guess. You know, the two faces of RuPaul's Drag Race producers.
I feel like in season 11, the production is just lost. I don't think they really know what to do with the queens or with the audience and the product as a whole, like what they want, how they want us to perceive the show this season. I don't think they really quite know.
No, I mean, it's, you know, it's on VH1 now, so it's been on there for a few seasons, so they're not like fully like, you know, they don't have it. It's not like a routine for them quite yet, maybe. So they're still getting their footing in as far as producing the show. So I don't know, like they're kind of taking all the fun out of it because they're producing it more like a reality show, like what a lot of their programming is, but it's not how the show works. It's a competition show about drag. It's not a reality show.
I mean,
yeah, maybe that's it.
I think the part of the problem is they seem to be rewarding polish,
mediocrity.
Yeah, like, okay, so like Akira, they're rewarding her because, okay, it was a polished look, it was fine, nothing wrong with it. But like somebody like Evie, they're like, okay, well, this is a little odd to me, I don't understand, you know, it's denim, I have to like think about it, so I'm not really sure. But
right.
I'm like, okay, if you go back to like season 3 and look at Raja and what she was doing, I feel like Raja would have been read way harder if she was in season 11 because like
for sure.
because now they're like, okay, well, everything needs to be perfect. Like you can't like go outside of the like normal boundary or else we're like going to freak out because we don't understand.
Right.
Yeah, it's kind of frustrating as a viewer to be watching a show that's filmed this way.
And if you want the queens to take a second mortgage out on their homes before they come to your stage, fucking tell them so we can save ourselves some time and energy.
For real.
Yeah, or give them like an allowance or like here's a like per diem to like buy a bunch of shit before you come on the show.
Ooh, okay. You heard it here for it first. Now, if that shit pops up, somebody's listening to the show.
We got you.
We got you.
All right. So a couple more looks to get through. Silky and Soju's disco blue looks.
Trash. I saw it at Party City. I could have made it. Next.
Yeah. Silky's belt was, quote unquote, belt was falling off. She even tripped over it in her lip sync.
Goodness gracious.
I mean, this was just bad. And that's the thing, like the difference between like when we talk about Evie being her, you know, like not as polished, like we're not talking about Silky, whereas Silky, it's more just, I can't get my outfit to look like I can't get it on right. So basically there's shit hanging out everywhere, like shit's falling off. You know what I mean? That's the difference. And I just feel like it's unfair to keep like Silky safe all the time when she can't even put on like a presentable runway.
Right. And clearly she's not used to painting different skin tones, but that also applies, I think, to Nina, because I do think her makeup on Shuga Cain was a little bit not polished. So just to be fair, you know, if we're gonna be critical of Silky, we also have to say the same for Nina. I think Nina's probably not used to putting on makeup for someone of a darker skin tone.
Oh, 100%. I don't think that Shuga's makeup was its best.
No, we've definitely seen her prettier.
Much, yeah.
So then let's talk about Miss Vanjie and Ariel.
Good job, Vanjie. I thought she was going to win. You know, this was put together. She made Ariel look like a completely different queen, but she was still gorgeous. So I thought she was taking this one home.
Yeah, see, I thought, like, Vanjie, I thought did really well because she transformed Ariel into herself, basically. Like, I thought Ariel looked like a completely different queen. And maybe it's because Ariel does, like, more of a bubbly type, you know, queen.
Yeah.
But
the
Vanjie
tones.
like made Ariel into Vanjie. Like it was pretty awesome, I thought.
Yeah, when they came out, I literally couldn't tell which was Miss Vanjie. I thought they were identical, like to me.
Yeah, it took me a while because I had to think about, wait, who is with Vanjie? Because I was like, which queen? And then I was like, oh yeah, like that's Ariel. But it took me a while to understand that Ariel was there.
Yeah. Yeah, they were great. I think we could also say the same about our next two, Brooklyn Heights and Plastic Tiara. While their outfits were different colors, they were the same pattern. And when they came out, I just like literally gay gasped because I was so shocked like how pretty they both looked.
It was a moment. I thought that I was watching like a modern day queer Downton Abbey, but like mixed.
Yeah.
They matched really well. I liked how the hair was different colors, but it was styled the same. The dresses were contrasting but similar. It was just a home run.
Yeah, it was really good. I honestly think that's kind of why Brooke was over the top, was the performance part of it. I thought the looks like between Vanjie and Brooke were like kind of a tie.
Yeah.
But I think Brooke's performance and the story that she was selling was kind of what set her above Vanjie.
I agree.
Yeah, they had a good story for sure. I also couldn't tell when they first came out. I was like, wait, which one's Brooke? Like, that's, to me, I was just like, so yeah, what you said basically is their looks were both done really well, and it was just mainly about the story, I think. Before we move out of the runway, just one more note about Evie Oddly. I didn't really like her face paint. To me, it read like State Fair.
I thought that could have been a little different too. Like maybe like an edgy glam. We don't need like the frills and the swirls and all that.
Yeah.
It was a little bit like face painting at the amusement park.
Yeah, for
like,
sure.
Let's go get cotton candy.
Like I went to my sister's
Yeah.
birthday party or something and decided to get one.
Let's get high and eat cotton candy and then barf everywhere. That's what I got for sure. Yeah. But yeah, I think that also could have really saved Evie's look a lot, is just if she had done like a prettier face, then her look would have looked more high fashion.
Yeah.
All right. So moving on, they asked the girls who should go home. And they basically boil down to saying Silky or Evie. And Silky says Evie's name because you have to be nice to be America's Next Drag Superstar. And I thought it was a little bit hypocritical for her to say that, because between the runway, the entire season, like, and all of her reactions in the workroom today, it really seems like Silky lends a blind eye to her own behavior and gets a pass from not only herself, but a lot of her castmates and production.
Right. And this is something that we've said before on the show. We've seen Evie in action. So we know that it's probably taken a lot for her to humble herself and apologize and really try to do the work to become a better person. And Silky just kind of like puts up an iron gate, and nobody gets a chance as soon as she's pissed at you for whatever reason. And like we've said before, I don't think that that's somebody that should be wearing a crown representing the community.
Also, Tyra Sanchez won season 2, so all bets are off, bitch.
Good point.
Yeah, fuck.
Yeah. But I mean, also,
and that bitch
like,
is crazy.
Right. As much as I don't prefer Silky's drag, I don't think that we should be comparing her to Tyra because Silky's not like that.
Well, no, and I guess what I was saying was just like as far as Silky saying you have to be nice, like Tyra is not a nice person.
Yeah, she's actually
and
the
she
complete
won the
antithesis
season,
of that.
Yeah, and I wouldn't even compare like Evie to Tyra because Evie's not anywhere near Tyra level.
No.
But I'm just saying, like, that shit doesn't even matter. So, girl,
what
bye.
it boils down to is Silky just wants to be petty, and the petty is starting to show in her drag because, girl, can we say dusty and tangled?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if I had $1 every time Silky said, I'm nice to everyone, I would be a millionaire. And then I would have to give it all back because those are all lies.
Oi, oi, oi.
Collections would be at my door, girl. So, yeah. So Brooklyn wins the challenge. She won the mini challenge and the maxi challenge. So good job, Brooklyn.
Yep.
My team was representing this week.
Coins
And
for Seth.
yeah, stay tuned. And Silky and Nina are in the bottom. The lip sync was to No Scrubs by TLC.
Yes, classic. So my sister actually used to sing this when she was like in her car seat. Like as she was learning to talk, she was singing this song, and my parents would just look at each other like, oh fuck, like our like toddler singing about Scrubs.
Watch out, world.
Can we just say real quick, like, bad move by production. We had Candy Burris on this season earlier. Why didn't you play No Scrubs when
on
she
her episode
was on the episode? Like,
good point.
Seriously, like, you guys suck at this.
Yeah.
Solid point. Wow. Good job, Stoney.
Let
good
us
job.
just do it. Like, let us help you. But yeah, this was pretty much the most laughable lip sync. I was audibly laughing to the point where people were staring me at the bar.
It was so bad. It was so bad. Okay.
It was terrible.
Like, oh my gosh. Poor Silky. Like, I'm not trying to fat shame anybody. Anybody can be out of shape regardless of size. Silky just seemed out of shape. I don't know if it was because she was just trying to do the most. Like, she was working the stage. I'll give the girl that. But she was out of breath. She was kind of starting to drag and just kind of mosey through moves. Your fucking ponytail somehow, your ponytail, not even a full head of hair, is tangled and visibly knotted on the main stage. And you're getting up off of the ground, getting stuck in it.
Was that her same T.S. Madison wig?
I probably was. The tangled ass 30 inches. It was just tangled, okay? That's the only word I've got for it. And it was just raggedy. I don't know. As a black girl, you need to make sure your hair is looking right, especially on national television. And poor Nina, God bless her. She can't dance, but she was giving you the lip sync.
She had a really strong start to the lip sync.
She did.
Okay, so here's the tea.
Oh, God. Here's the T.S. Madison.
Oh, gosh.
The moment... As soon as I saw Nina dancing and doing the lip sync, I was instantly worried because I was like, damn, like I feel like I'm on the same level as Nina. Like I could have probably done what Nina was doing out there.
You had like a couple wine coolers and you're feeling yourself.
Yeah, like I think I've done that like at Metro at the bar here in Indy.
When Stoney gets drunk... When Stoney dances, he's like a Midsummer Night's Dream fairy. Like, he just bounces.
So when I saw that, like, I was instantly worried, but then I had a ray of hope when Silky started climbing on the ledge because I was like, oh my God, like here's our moment. Like, if Silky falls off the ledge, then Nina will instantly win the lip sync. This is our only hope. But of course she stayed on somehow, and then her hair got all stuck in her face, and she somehow still won. So
I was not into that at all. It was like if you put a fucking ponytail on a walrus and you just threw some fish out there, and it was just going every corner to get every little piece.
Yeah, I thought, like, literally as soon as she went up there, I was like, oh my God, is she gonna jump from there?
And I say walrus because, like, she was just moseying through the moves. Like, it was just lazy.
I thought she was just interpretive dancing.
No, girl. It felt floppy.
Like, I don't know. This is so disappointing because Silky all season long has been like, I'm ready to lip sync for my life. And then,
she
like,
wasn't ready today.
She did not turn it. She didn't bring her Beachella.
I mean, have we ever seen Ru like judge a lip sync and be just basically like, I don't know. But
also too, I don't think Silky knows how like a reveal works, because like she did one in Untucked where it's like, okay, we're not lip syncing, but thanks for your reveal. And then this time she did, another reveal in a strange place. She's like, and a scrub is and now her wig's gone. Okay, well, that made no sense.
Yeah.
There was no like pause in the song. There's no build up. It's like, oh God.
And Silky is at risk of losing her black girl card because we know how to wrap hair at night before we throw the bonnet on. You wake up in the morning, you take that shit off and shake it out, and there's no tangle anywhere. She just like pulled it out of the bag and put it on her head. I am offended.
The only tangled I want to see is the award-winning Pixar movie, so whatever.
Thank you.
Yikes.
All right. Well, that was a tough lip sync to get through, but now we find out that somehow maybe it was from the black magic from last week, but Silky is safe, and Nina is going home.
Yeah, insert sad sob story from Silky, sad in a sarcastic tone. And goodness, I was not ready to lose Nina. Robbed. She was robbed.
She was such a shiny beacon through this whole competition, and we'll have our Untucked commentary on Insta next week. But on Untucked, she was honest and she's like, I didn't think I was gonna make it this far, so I'm just so happy to be here. And I really kind of started to tear up at that moment because if you listen back to our Meet the Queens episode, we were like, we love Nina, but we think she's gonna get out really soon because Camp Drag doesn't make it far in the competition.
Yeah.
So to actually she basically said what we said, but in Untucked.
We're pretty much oracles at this point. A lot of shit that we have talked about has come to fruition.
Very much so.
Yeah, I was somebody that I liked Nina from the get-go, but as the season went on, I really grew to love her, and I honestly think she's one of my favorite characters,
Real girls
on one of the Rue girls on the seasons, in all the seasons really. And I don't know, I'm really hoping that we see more of her. I'd love to see her eventually come back for an All-Stars, because she's the type of queen too that she's so willing to improve on herself. And I think the next time we see her on the show again, if she wants to do it again, I think she can up her game even more and maybe give us that camp to the next level.
Right.
Nina is definitely somebody I look forward to seeing on an All-Stars. I'm sure she'll get an invite.
Most definitely. Yeah, it was super sad. I was crying when she got eliminated, and I was crying and then when I watched Untucked, and it was just I was a hot mess. And then Miss Vanjie's mom was on my screen, and I was crying more, and I was like, oh God, what the hell is happening here?
That was a tough one for everybody.
Yeah. Well, let's go ahead and move on to the points. Where are the points?
Okay.
Did I get more points?
So this week was basically a massacre by Seth.
Yes, finally. Jakara's bitch.
Arya just jumped up behind me and stabbed me in the face.
I got you, bitch.
So Brooklyn won the mini challenge and the main challenge.
Yes.
So Seth gets 10 points from that and 20 points from the main challenge.
Woo!
Nice.
I have more than 300 points.
Yes, girl. Queen's still on the show. Jamal had 2 queens, so he gets 10 points. Seth had 2 queens, so he gets 10 points, and I had 2 queens, so I get 10 points.
Not anymore. Hope you enjoy it while it lasts, girl.
I know. I'm down to Vanjie, girl. It's rough.
What if she gets out next week? Then we're literally going into the final with no players on your team.
Then I lose the game forever.
Ouch.
And then Silky won the bottom 2 lip sync, so Jamal gets 10 points, but he doesn't win RuPaul's Drag Race.
Yeah. Sorry, girl.
So after 11 exhausting episodes,
we're still here.
Let's see. So Seth is in last place still with 335 points.
I got all the points this episode. How am I still in last place?
I actually don't understand because you have Brooklyn on your team and she's won a shit ton. So
yeah, this is bullshit.
You better check the numbers.
The Chads are still punched. I want to recount.
I am in second place with 370 points.
Yes, bitch.
You better watch out.
And Jamal's in first place with 390 silky almond milk ganaches.
I'm allergic to almond milk.
Yeah, you better watch out, girl. All your points are spoiled now, so you won't be getting any more.
Silky better bring the heat. She's on my team. Tough love, bitch.
Yeah.
Comb that ponytail. Do better.
Yes.
Do better.
Yes. All right, you guys. So I think it's time that we move on to trade. But before we do that, I will lead you out with my favorite quote from this episode. Adventure is out there. Go big. Be kind. Fucking go west.
Yes.
And then I cried.
Yeah. It was hard getting through the quote, girl. Let's talk about hot mid. Make me feel better.
Sounds good.
Trade. All right, you guys, welcome back to Trade, the sexiest segment in all of podcast history. It's so sexy that even Bob Ross won't paint it.
I like that.
He only paints G and sometimes PG rated scenes, so Avi, we're out.
Too spicy for his brush.
Yeah, as the Spice Girls once said, spice up your life. So come on, Bob Ross, get your shit together.
That's so funny.
Anyways, well, let's go ahead and discuss our trades of the week. Which one of you guys would like to go first this week?
Stoney's gonna go.
I will go first.
Haha.
Wahahaha.
Okay, so my trade for this week, his Instagram handle is John NYSI Billy.
Didn't get into that.
Well, just go to the show notes. But anyway, so I've been following him for a while on Instagram. So he is an actor, but like I started following him just based on Instagram, and he posts like funny videos and an occasional meme.
You guys, I see memes.
Uh-oh.
But he was actually on Pose season 1 so he was like one of the AIDS patients that died, actually. Oh, spoiler,
yeah.
Sorry.
Wow, Stoney, I haven't watched this damn show yet. What the hell are you doing?
That's so
All right, I'm not watching Pose now. Stoney ruined it. You can all
He's
blame
like,
Stoney for me
oops.
not watching.
Sorry, I spoiled Pose. He didn't play that big of a role, so it's fine.
He's really cute too.
But yeah, he's really cute, and that is why I follow him, and I think he's going to be on other shows soon. So, girl, bye.
I like him in his jorts. Those jorts are sexy.
Jorts.
Yes, girl. His jean shorts.
Oh,
You haven't
Is
double
this-
tapped at Stoney?
I haven't seen that one.
Uh-oh. Stoney's like, I'll be right back, you guys.
All right. Trade session over, y'all.
It's like, goodbye.
What about you, Jamal?
All right. So my trade is a little different this week. Well, not really, but a little. So every once in a while, because I keep my personal blog on the side, I will kind of browse the hashtags on Instagram, like men's lifestyle blog, queer lifestyle, things like that. But anyway, I stumbled upon my trade this week, Dylan Seitz, and he's based out of Chicago, but his profile says he's a fitness enthusiast, aspiring artist, and professional traveler. So use your imagination or look at the show notes, but you can imagine he has some pretty cool pictures, and he's really cute, easy on the eyes, nice full beard.
Wow, bitch, he's from Chicago.
He's from Chicago.
Yes.
Definitely in the Otter tribe of Chicago.
The Otter
Yeah.
Tribe.
Wow. He's also followed by your last week's trade, Sasha Bell.
Oh yeah, I didn't notice that.
I see a theme here.
Uh-oh.
You've been found out, girl.
Trades following trades.
This is like the chart in the L word, like everyone's name is on a wall and we just start connecting dots.
Yeah, or like the Da Vinci Code.
It would be that for the gay community. That's the Sasha Bell code. Who's going to crack it?
Crack it, y'all. Crack the code. Work. Well, that's a good trade. I like that trade.
Thanks. How about you?
Okay, so my trade this week is more of a popular guy, very well seen in the pop world. So, no further ado, my trade this week is Harry Styles.
Oh, he's been stunting with the fashions.
Okay,
Yes.
so the reason why I had to pick him for this week's trade is because I absolutely loved his outfit at the Met Gala. Have you seen the picture?
Yeah, I have.
Okay.
I've been on the hashtag all night.
So y'all get it. Oh my gosh. He has like this cute like pantsuit sort of thing on, lots of ruffles in the front, a see-through sort of top, and he has like an earring on, and I don't know. I was just like immediately like, I mean, obviously Harry Styles is like so cute, but I was like even more so like turned on by him. So I was like, holy cow, like this has got to be the trade of the week, y'all. But
it's happening.
It's happening. I feel something strange happening inside.
Yes, I love it. Okay, so I was a day early because I actually started looking at the hashtag yesterday and it was like, this is not busy for like Met Gala, but it's tonight. Here it is.
It's tonight.
I found him.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
Isn't that great?
that's like such a hot like outfit. I think it's so great when like guys are confident with themselves to wear outfits like that.
Yeah, well, it's very like, to me, it's like modern Interview with the Vampire, even with like the darker palette.
Oh, most definitely. Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, I'm into it.
Yes. But in addition to his Met Gala look, also other good reasons to have Harry Styles as our trade. Well, my trade. Y'all can't have him.
Back off, bitch.
Back off. That's my man's. But other reasons to pick Harry is because he's a good ally to the LGBT community. He just like, you know, kind of promotes that agenda at his concerts, and he's helped gay couples like propose to each other and come out at his concerts, and he's like best friends with Stevie Nicks. So like if I could date Harry Styles, then I could sort of work my way in with Stevie Nicks.
Could you imagine like you're just at brunch and Stevie shows up?
Queen Supreme, girl.
Be like,
Harry Styles who?
Oh,
I
no.
forget all about him. I could never. But yeah, he's just like so cute, and I love, like, I've really only been getting into him maybe the past couple years. Like he just gets like more attractive as like he's aged, and I really like how he wears like a lot of like sort of, it seems to be like English mod style clothing.
yeah.
I think that's like really hot. Like he basically is like a modern day Rolling Stone.
Yeah, and I've always been really into like the mod era as well. So I appreciate his fashion choices 99% of the time.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, and obviously like musically talented. I mean, I was not like a Directioner or whatever they're called, like One Direction.
New
I don't
Direction.
know.
Are
New
they
Direction.
Oh wait, that's Glee.
Are
New
they still
Directions.
together?
I don't know, girl. They all have like their own solo records out, I think.
Oh,
Yeah, Zayn. I listen to Zayn sometimes.
I don't really know what's happening.
Well, you better get with it. Harry has his own record out, and it's actually pretty good. I mean, it's still a little bit too pop for me, but I get it because that's like his thing. I wish he would do like maybe for his next album, like he can have Stevie Nicks like help him or like be on a song or something, and they can do more of like a folk or like rock and roll album, because I think his voice would be really suitable for that style of music. I kind of thought that's where he would go when he was going to go solo, but it's sort of going in that direction, but not quite there. But yeah, so that's my trade, you guys. I could talk about Harry Styles forever because he's got the face of an angel and a personality to boot. All right, you guys. Well, we are going to go look at some more of the Met Gala pictures. But we will be back next week with another podcast for you. In the meantime, you can share this one with your friends and your mom and your uncle and whoever else you like. Don't forget to pop in on Wednesdays because we will be doing our Untucked recaps on Instagram. It'll happen at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time concurrently. 2 live streams at the same time. What other podcast does that?
Dun dun dun.
Shit
Yeah.
is crazy, girl.
It's like some weird Inception shit.
I know. It's like Back to the Future.
Is the top like really spinning? I don't know. But yeah, thanks you guys for coming again. I'm gonna go look at more pictures of Harry Styles now without Jamal and Stoney, and
Ooh, privacy.
this is just for research. But yeah, have a good week. Don't drink and drive, and stay safe. And yeah, until next week, you guys. Bye. Don't get pregnant.
Please don't.
I forgot to say that, but that was probably the most important one.